Hey everybody, Ron Carruthers again. Welcome back. We've been getting some questions, so I wanted to make sure that I got your questions answered so you feel good about coming to the event, how to pay for college without going broke. So I'll be the one teaching it, or it might be Professor Mike. Either one of us is going to do a great job for you. But one of the number one questions I got was, well, I've already filed my paperwork, or my kid's already in college. Should I still come? And the answer is, if you're paying anything for the school, you need to come to the class. And so don't assume that you got everything done the first time. Lots of families make mistakes with the paperwork. In fact, 80% of the families that we look at that do this on their own have made one or more critical mistakes that cost them money in this financial aid paperwork. So absolutely come, even if your kid's already in college, even if you're an adult going back to school. There's stuff available for you, so we got you. Second thing is, some people told me they've been to a class at the high school on FAFSA night or student aid night or something like that, and they're like, that was kind of boring. Is this that? The answer is absolutely not. This is a strategy session. We figure you probably know how to put your name and your address on the form. That's not the part that people screw up. And yet it seems like that's where they spend a lot of time at these financial aid nights at college. The other thing is, often it's taught by a community college representative where the formula doesn't work quite the same way that it does at a four-year college. So don't let that dissuade you from coming. In fact, my very first client 20-something years ago was a high school guidance counselor who was in charge of teaching the financial aid night. And when I went through the myths that parents believed about financial aid, and I was young and stupid, so I was kind of arrogant about it. Like, I don't know anything, man. They can't tell you anything. And he stands up and is like, young man, I'm a guidance counselor. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to die. He's going to beat me up with his other guidance counselor buddies because I've been trashing him. He stood up and told me, I've made every single mistake you've talked about tonight. I've believed every myth. Can I come sit with you, and I'd like to pay you to do this for me? He ended up actually being my first client. Now, you don't have to worry about any of that. This class is strictly informative, but I just wanted to give you the heads up on where we're at on this. Then the other big one I get is, I make too much money. So I don't want to hear those words out of your mouth. In fact, let me give you a couple for instances. One of my very first clients early in my career, we still keep in touch. We handle a lot of his other business, is a local pediatrician right here in North County, San Diego, that was, he transferred down here. He was like the head of the hospital up in Corvallis, Fresno area. And you would think if anybody wouldn't be eligible for any financial aid, it's a doctor, a respected doctor. And the truth of the matter was, all four of his kids got free money for college because they understood the system. And that's what we're going to show you is a system. So Pepperdine, for his oldest daughter, ended up costing less than a state college would have cost. Now, before you say that's a big deal, like, oh, that happened one time. No, that was my daughter's case, where USC ended up costing less than it would have cost for her to go to UCLA. My son went to Northeastern at a fraction of what most families pay, despite me having a business, my wife having a business, his mom having stuff. It just didn't matter when you understand the system. Another client of mine, someone who came to one of these workshops, had made a small $800,000 mistake on their paperwork that kept them from getting anything. And so once that error was corrected and explained to the school, they got all kinds of financial aid. They got free tuition, they got half their room and board covered in free money, plus some loans and stuff that they weren't getting before because nobody stopped to explain to them how the system works. That's what I'm going to do for you guys. So I have clients that make lots of money, I have clients that make a little bit of money, have everything that you can imagine. Whatever your situation is, I guarantee you will have something for you at this class. So remember, we're going to talk about the three magic letters expected family contribution and what they mean to you, the 3 questions you got to ask every school, what to do if you lose your job, the biggest mistakes people make on their paperwork, all those sorts of things. So you want to come to this class. You want to bring your spouse, you want to bring your kid, you want to bring your friends that have kids going to college, just checklists to make sure we still have room. We want a packed house. And I'll stick around and answer questions as best I can. And that's it. There's nothing to be scared of. You don't bring your checkbook. You don't bring your credit card. You bring nothing but a notepad, paper, a pen, and your own bad selves. That's it. All right? So we're looking forward to meeting you there. Again, I'm Ron Carruthers. It'll be me or Professor Mike teaching the class. And you're going to love it. It's going to be a great event. You're going to be so glad you came. We'll see you there, okay? Oh, it didn't go.